Hello, Joe. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty well.
Awesome, awesome. I saw that there might be someone else joining on the call.
Nope.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
no. Oh, was that your other email then?
Probably. Yeah, I have three emails linked to the same account. So
Oh, okay, okay. I see. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Well, is it okay? Actually, I did want to ask you, is it okay if we record this call just in case we need to like refer back to it later in the future?
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, awesome. 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 Okay. Great. Well, yeah, so it's nice to meet you. And just to tell you a little bit more about like how we like structure like these calls is basically like we just like to ask you a few questions, get to know you and your business a little bit more, and make sure like that it's a reasonable fit between the both of us, not just from our side to your side, but your side to our side. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I'll just ask you a few questions, and then after that, then I'll just go over like the entire like system and like I'll answer any questions you have. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so what motivated you to hop on a call with me today?
Um, I don't know. Because honestly, I've been very successful in real estate just kind of by referrals. I've never done anything where like I'm accepting leads or paying for marketing or anything like that. This year I changed brokerages and now I'm actually going to start forming a team. And so I'm just kind of really trying to gain more resources for the people that I'm bringing on. That's pretty much what it's going to be. I don't know if it's something where I want to move forward and get more leads. I mean, especially not with the amount that I paid in taxes last year. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I've just been a little bit more open because I have more people joining under me, and some of them are new agents. And I know the market isn't as active for them as they would wish that it was. So that's where we are.
No, that's awesome that you said that you're like transitioning to like building your own team. So
Mhm.
what made you want to do that to begin with?
Dealing with terrible agents, bad communication. Just, I mean, I had a couple of transactions last year that did not go as they should have gone because of the agents that we were dealing with. And so
Mhm.
I was like, I think people just were getting their license in a rush. They weren't really taught like the good fundamentals. It's like I just want to go out there and sell houses and get commission and keep it moving, which is all good. But I think there's a certain way that things should be done. And
Right.
that kind of, and then people were always asking me, and it's just not anything I ever wanted to do.
Mhm.
But I was like, because I don't want to be responsible for someone else's success. Because, like I said, I
Mhm.
don't lead generate as most agents do. I don't do a lot of things most agents do, and I still,
Mhm.
you know, sell the amount that I want to sell every year. So, yeah,
Oh, that's
that's what it's
awesome. And so like how long have you been in real estate then? And also, like, what got you into it in the first place?
going on 6 years. I originally got my license because my husband and I started flipping houses.
Oh,
And I
cool.
just kind of wanted to know, like, the ins and outs of everything and be able to find our own homes and sell our own homes and not have to work with anyone else. And
Yeah.
that's really what it was. I never really got licensed to work with clients. It was more just for us. And then I got a client that bought like a $1.8 million house. And I was like, oh, maybe I should start working with clients because this was a nice commission check. So, yeah, we're going on 6 years now,
Mhm.
and yeah, I enjoy it. I have been fortunate enough to be a realtor that's not really in it for the money. My husband is very successful with what he does. He's an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
He has clubs and restaurants and all that.
Cool.
And so I really just do it for the craft and
Right.
to help people. And I think that's another reason why I never went forward with paying for marketing or leads or anything because it wasn't necessarily like a goal that I was trying to get to every year.
Right.
I'm not like your number one hustler when it comes to like this whole field. So
Right. No, it's more of like a passion for you.
yeah.
Right. Okay, awesome. Well, I did want to ask you, like, as of like right now, like, what are you doing to generate leads and then like turn them into clients? Like, what's your strategy for that?
So I'm not doing anything to generate leads right now.
Okay.
Um, I have a profile on realtor.com. I think it's connected to OpCity for agents. I have profiles on different sites.
Mhm.
But there's not anything that like I'm paying for or yeah. And then I mean I'm in Atlanta where, plenty of events you can go to, our network down here is very close knit. So just referrals. So other than, my regular social media posts and then my monthly newsletters, that's pretty much it.
Mhm. And then I know you mentioned that like, well, you didn't start off with like too many like goals. Like, as you said, it was more of a passion. Like, now that you have a team, like, do you have any goals like that you want to hit this year? And would it be like in terms of volume or transaction or like how's all that looking like?
Um, the biggest goal for me this year is just forming a team and kind of bringing on, I would like to have like a solid 5 agents. Um, I have 2 so far. So
Nice.
a solid 5, grow it to like 10 or 20. That would be ideal for me. That's pretty much more of my goal versus anything monetary. Um, I think last year I reached like 6 million in sales. Um, I don't need to go over that number. I don't. Like I literally just set up an IRS plan today for my payments for what I owe the government. It's like I don't even understand why people go after making that much money when you have to pay so much back, and I've reached like the maximum write-offs and everything because I have so many other businesses, right? So I have different things I can write off, but I'm like, yeah, I'm good where I'm at. So as long as I make 5 million a year, which has been like the past 3 years, I think I'm good at just like that number.
Yeah.
Um, but and so far this year, I don't even think, I mean, I probably only sold like 500. I think I've sold like 2 or 3 houses this year, but that's been purposely because I was transferring my license. I was with Palmer House previous to this,
Hmm.
which is now HomeSmart.
Hmm.
And so I specifically was like, I'm going to take some time off, not work with any new clients because I knew I was transferring my license and I didn't want to be transferring and stuck with,
Right.
still having open contracts with one or the other. So that
Mhm.
was the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so I did want to ask you like what would be like the biggest thing holding you back from getting to your goals? But I mean in terms of like what you just told me, I don't think well, I guess a better way to phrase that question is like what do you think like the number one problem that you need to solve right now is?
That I need to probably implement some type of lead generation.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because if I'm training new agents, I need to be able to show them something that works.
Right. Okay, cool. And um and like what is like the certain like what's like the average like home value you work with or like what's the range for that look like?
Um, the average is about 400,000.
Okay.
Um, I'm in Atlanta, so typically it's nothing below 250. Um, so yeah, average is like around 400,000. That's been the most of my sales.
Cool, awesome. And then whenever I do like explain like the entire system, like how it all works and all of that stuff, like if it is a perfect fit, like how soon would you be like willing to get started?
I have no idea. I don't have a timeline for that, honestly. I guess it just depends on what we're looking at.
Right. No, completely understand. Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, um I mean I know you are looking for like a new like way to generate leads, so I 100% like positive I can help you or we can help you with that. So just to like talk a little bit more about the system and explain how everything works is like first thing is like we do only work with one agent per area. So we're like, so since you're based in Atlanta, we would have like a 50-mile radius around that, and we wouldn't
Mhm.
work with anybody else, just so like we have like we give you true exclusive leads, and so you're not competing with another team or another agent or anything like that. So we do offer like exclusive leads, and just to tell you a little bit more about the system, we we do like so I do want to explain like the way other agencies run their like lead generation strategies. So what to do is they either go on Facebook or they go on Google or any like one of those platforms. They generate cold leads and they get like people's phone, their email, and then their name. And
Mhm.
then after that, they just send it off to the real estate agent or the team, and that's just it. They call it a day, and like that while that system does work, it does leave you with like calling like up to 200 leads like every single month, like just countless hours just doing like follow-ups and things like that. That's where we found like the biggest like weakness to that system. So we do still have the first part of that system in place. So what we do is we run Google Ads and we collect the top of funnel leads. And like so when someone clicks or when someone searches like Atlanta houses for sale near me, like our ad will be like the either like what the first like four searches that would pop up. And so once someone would click the ad, they would be brought to a landing page and then we would get their information. So that's where we would get their phone, their email, their name. And then we actually start like the screening process. We started there and we asked them a few questions. And once we have the information in our system, that goes into our CRM. And this is where we really qualify the leads. So we have a like an ISA team, like a call center that calls the leads. We call them within the first 5 minutes of them going into the system, and of course, it's during business hours, so like they won't call them like at 9 p.m. or anything like that. It'll be like from 9 to 5 essentially. And so yeah, they called them 4 times within the first week. So just to make sure, like just in case someone might have been busy, like they just called them 3 more times just to make sure that we truly called them. And once someone picks up, then the ISA will just have like a quick 10-minute conversation to really qualify the prospect and ask them questions like how many bedrooms and baths are you looking for? What neighborhoods are you looking at? What's your budget? What's your timeline like? And like, are you looking for houses near schools or just like questions like that? And like, are you pre-approved? Like, just those like types of questions. And we basically like rank the like quality of the lead and like based off their budgeting, their expectations, their timeline, things like that. And typically, like we consider a qualified lead if like they're looking to close within like from up until now to like in 4 months. Anything after that, we won't send you. But yeah, so once we deem that they're pretty much qualified, then we do one of two things. We do a live transfer or we book an appointment. So with the live transfer, we actually while we're on the phone with them, we call your number up and then we give you all the details that they just gave us. And then we merge the calls and then you just take things from there and then you just work the lead and basically do your magic. And if of course if you might not be like free all the time, you might be like at a showing or just doing something with your team or something like that. So we actually integrate your own calendar within the CRM system, and the agent can look at like the time you're available, and they can just book a calendar in there without like having to like go back and forth with you and like confirm like a free whenever you're free basically. So you'll either like be given like a live transfer or a booked appointment based off that. And of course, I do want to mention like all these leads won't be ready to jump on a call and like maybe talk with the agent like right away. So the way we like nurture these people is we have our own like we have a 180-day nurturing email drip campaign. And with this campaign, we send like value-based like emails every single week to all these people who are just gave us our information, they're interested but just not yet ready. And within these emails, it's basically like you're giving them value and it's kind of like a storyline to it. Like we work with like copywriters to make sure it doesn't look like an automated like bot email or anything like that. Like it's really cool. But so these emails do contain like all your information, and so they'll either reply to the email and say like, "Hey, I'm ready to talk to an agent now," or they can just call your number directly. So that'll be like one of the ways that you'll capture those leads. And I believe that's yeah, I believe that's all.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then is this something like that we're paying for in advance, or how does that work?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, like I actually used to work in two different agencies before, and one of the ways that they would price their structure or price their services would be like on a monthly basis, and they would just basically have an upfront cost of like 5,000 to 10,000 per month, and obviously like it it's good for the agency, but of course, like I would see that times like we wouldn't generate a return on investment for some clients. So like I just I did not want to do that, and I did not want to do that for my any of my clients. So the way I have it structured is where we basically we get paid on our performance. So the way our pricing structure works is for every qualified booked appointment or live transfer, if the booked appointment shows up, then it'll qualify as a booked appointment. If they don't, we won't count it as one. But for every one of those, we charge 200 per one of those, and it's just so like that we can basically put our money where our mouth is and show that
Mhm.
we promise that we can deliver the greatest results. And on top of that, we do offer a guarantee. So we do guarantee 10 of those within 30 days. So every 30 days, you'll get 10 of those. If you don't, say if you just get nine, then of course, we didn't deliver on our promise on 10. So you'll still be able to work those nine other leads. You could probably still close those nine other leads, but as I said, we didn't deliver on our promise, so we'll just refund you for like all of those. And essentially, we worked for free for that. But
Okay. Do
I
you
do
have
want
any
to mention.
numbers to show for like other clients that have used the company, like and what their retention has been for the clients for the leads that you provided, or
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
do you have any numbers to show for clients that you've already like that have already signed on, like that'll show like leads that you probably provided and the amount they were able to retain, like or no?
Like the amount that they're able to close?
Retain, yeah. So like if you provided the leads to them,
Mhm.
they paid X amount. How many of those leads were they able to actually close? Do you have like a chart, or like I just wanted to kind of see some numbers?
Right. So I mean, generally speaking, this is just like generally, but like typically you would close between like one to two clients off of 10. That's why we guarantee 10. So like we can make assure like we can at least close one per month. But that's just like generally speaking. It of course like varies like based off like the experience of the agent and like things like that.
Okay. Do you have any agents that you work with that can refer you?
Yeah, I can talk to some of the people we're working with right now and see if if they would like to maybe like give you an email or a phone call or something like that.
Yeah, email will be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Let me write that down.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay. All right, Hector. Well, I'll just look forward to your email.
Mhm.
And then, I'll follow back from there after kind of figure out. I mean, I don't want to just sign up for something that I'm just paying for and I don't have like a proven like track record or anything that I can look at, like it's like a document or,
Yeah,
sell sheet
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. No, I completely understand. And as far as like the email goes, like what email would be best? Because I know you said you had like around like three
Oh,
emails.
they all go to the same.
Oh,
So
okay.
the one that you sent the calendar invite to, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, well, I'll be sure to reach out to some of the clients and see if like they're open to doing that. yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'll send that email to you within like within this week.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you. Have a wonderful Monday.
Of course. Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.